Subscribe to the Desi Binger for reviews, recommendations of movies, TV series, and documentaries. Hit the bell icon so that you are updated whenever a new video is posted.
Movies have the capacity to tap into all kinds of emotions in us. Some tap into the underlying emotion of love, some to anger, some to patriotism, some to heroism. But how do you capture divinity in cinema? Hi guys, this is Ratish. You're watching the Desi Binger's 100th episode, and let's talk about Kantara. By now, I think all of us would have heard about this sensational new Kannada film, Kantara. Now, I saw Kantara about 2 days ago, and frankly, it took me a while to kind of process what I've witnessed and to put together my thoughts and come up with a sort of a review. Watching this film in theaters, actually, scratch that. Experiencing this film in theaters makes you realize the real power of cinema. It's the kind of film that will stay with you for days. You'll be thinking about it while you're driving, going to work, eating, attending chores. I am not exaggerating, it happened to me. Before I go ahead, I think I should say this that if I'm missing some of the pronunciation or context here, though please forgive me. Kantara is a folklore tale. Think Tumbad, but set in a forest region in southern India. The story is about the tribal deity Panjuri, who is a form of Vara, the third avatar of Vishnu. The people of Kantara, which means forest, deeply believe that this deity is their guardian, their caretaker, and just their personal god. Their tribe is blessed with the personal oversight of this deity, who frequently communicates to them through one of the designated person assigned as a medium. The film begins with a tale which a man is narrating to his child. 100 years ago, there lived a king who is blessed with everything in life: love, wealth, power, respect of his people, but he doesn't have peace of mind. He travels the world looking for it and finds it in this particular forest under this deity. Having achieved his peace of mind, he wants to keep the deity. But in return, the king is made to promise land and protection for the tribe. Many years later, the descendants of the king, who are now called the landlords of the place, want that land back. The government, here represented by forest officials, also want control of this particular land, leaving the inhabitants to look out for themselves. Will they save their land? Who helps them? Who betrays them? Who is Shiva? What role does the deity play? Answers to these questions form the rest of the film. Folklores are fascinating. Every region has its own. Collection of folklores across our diverse, culture-rich, vast country is very much a treasure core. There is so much prolific material out there that it is enough for a century of films to be made in these subjects. Yet filmmakers shy away from these stories, looking for more tried and tested formulaic films, which they think are more risk-free. Yet every now and then there comes a filmmaker who picks up a story from this treasure and tries to breathe life into it and make it a film for the big screen. The results are films like Tumbad and Kantara. The way the creators have told the story is that they have stuck to their roots and focused on authenticity. You are transported into that land, you are invested in the characters and their individual struggles. Right in the first 15 minutes, you realize that you are in for something special. For somebody like me who hasn't seen any of these actors' works before, it felt like these are the characters. You know what I mean? It felt real. The performances by actors like Rishabh Shetty, Kishore, and Achyut Kumar are top notch. A tight screenplay and stunning cinematography by Arvind Kashyap keeps you invested in the movie throughout. To be completely honest, there were sections in the film which felt slightly stretched and a little bit too filmy, but the newness of the setting and the story kept me hooked. While watching this film in theaters, about 80% of the movie was done, and I remember asking myself, why is this film talked about so much? Why is everyone recommending me this film? Yeah, sure, it's well made, well performed, well shot, and it deserves all the recognition. But why are people calling it a special experience and a must watch in theaters? Well, the answer was in the last 15 minutes. Boy, oh boy, I wasn't prepared for that climax. None of you are. What Rishabh Shetty, who is the actor as well as the writer and director of this film, has managed to achieve in that last 15 minutes is quite frankly unexplainable. If I try hard, the closest I can come to giving that experience a name is calling it powerfully divine. While this is a spoiler free review, so I cannot delve into exactly what transpires on screen in that climax, but even if I wanted to tell you what happens, I would be in serious loss of words. I don't know if I'm really making any sense, but you will understand what I'm trying to say once you watch the film. Kantara is yet another Grand Slam in the series of Grand Slam titles that the South Indian film industries are seeming to gather. Tollywood is going to the Oscars. Collywood is making crores. Mollywood is putting out the most unique stories. And now Sandalwood, yes, that's what the Kannada film industry is also called. Well, however low effort that name may sound, you cannot find fault in the effort that they're making to put out movies like this. Cheers to Kannada film industry. More power to you guys. The sheer word of mouth that this film has generated ever since it released has ensured that the makers are now creating Hindi, Telugu and all sorts of different language versions of this film. So all of you guys out there now have a chance to perhaps watch this film in theaters in the language that you would know. So on the binge meter, this one's right up there. Watch Kantara on the biggest screen that you can, preferably with Dolby Atmos, and be prepared to get a cinematic experience that is going to stay with you for a long time. Bye bye. So that's the review, guys. If you liked it, hit that like button and share this with your family and friends. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. We're almost nearing 1000 subscribers. Bye bye. Have a great day.